Wait,
We all have
need
bunny
more
ears.
of you in the face.
We all have bunny ears.
More face.
I'm more face. Like this?
Turn
I can't bunny ear both of you very well.
Turn it.
Turn the webcam.
No more turning. Welcome to the Roguecraft Squadron Developer Log. This is number 3. This is going to be a little more off-script, on-script. But anyway, if you haven't been following along, which is a new addition, Roguecraft Squadron, or RCS, is a game where real-time strategy meets roguelike. For more information, check our website at roguecraftsquadron.com. A lot has happened since South by Southwest Gaming Festival in March. After we demoed as much as we love the current state of the game, we felt like it was really missing focus that would make the game a really great game. So after some long talks, some ideas, we decided we liked the theme, but we really wanted the game to be multiplayer. Multiplayer. They gave me a chance to rewrite a lot of the awful game jam code and really make something cool. We knew from the get-go that this was going to be a lot of work, but we had a lot of the design elements already in place and tested. We knew for the most part we had something that really worked. We knew what worked and what didn't. So anyway, our goal for DreamHack is to have a working version of multiplayer in June 1st. So for DreamHack, here's a list of the major changes we added targeted for multiplayer. So here we go. We go multiplayer.
Ready?
First is we have ship creation.
What can I do for you?
So we can build different ships using the matrix panel now. Let's see what else. We added a debug and headless version of the server state. Right now, we are currently connected to a server in Newark, which is awesome. I can't believe it works. We can create ships, so we can go to debug mode and create different ships.
Why not?
Ships can move.
Yes, sir, my way.
Which you saw.
On my way.
Very nice. Ship ownership. So you'll notice that
Ready.
the pink ships and the enemies up here are
Yes, Commander.
the orange ships. Oh, they're so
What can I do for you?
We have ship targeting. Ships can target
Why
objects.
not?
So this guy's going to go target the asteroid and he's going to go stare at it.
I am yes, Commander.
Which is fine, I guess. Ships can shoot
Howdy,
other
partner.
ships.
Why
Let's go
not?
shoot
Yes,
these ships.
Commander.
Yes, Commander. We're going to go shoot these ships.
Enemy.
Sound effects are still in progress. Well, we got personal sound effects, so we're okay. We have
Howdy,
the ships are
partner.
all clustered
Yes,
in folder
Commander.
format,
Yes,
so it's easy
Commander.
to add and remove ships. And resource collection
can I do
has
my
to
way?
be added
I
back to
am
the
prepared.
system,
On my way.
and it's
What can I do for you?
It's been cleaned
Howdy,
up for
my
server
way.
stuff. So on the client side, we did some extra stuff. So I'm going to give you an example. Here's 100 ships. Bam! Oh, please don't. Yeah, here we go.
I am prepared.
So here's 100 ships, and I'm going to have them target
Of course.
one location. And what you'll notice, very
What can I do for
specifically,
you?
if you're paying enough attention, is they're technically in an Archimedean spiral, which gives this really
Ready?
great
Yes,
look.
Commander.
So
And
proud.
because
my
of the way
way.
they're
Yes,
calculated,
Commander.
they maintain position
Of
unless
course.
they're going off the map.
Why
But
not?
they'll maintain order so that ships
Why
can
not?
move together.
Why not?
Together.
Flock of birds.
Like a
On my
flock
way.
of birds. Snowshoe says that if you win the next event,
Yes,
you
sir.
shall get a
Yes,
flock
sir.
of seagulls.
What can I do for you?
What are we on?
And a free play.
New action panel. The new action
Yes,
panel is
sir.
very exciting.
What can
it's
I
over
do for
here.
you?
We've already seen it.
Yes, Commander. I am
Can you scroll
prepared.
down there so I can actually read things?
Maybe.
If you want, whatever. The camera system. So here's the things that we've kept in the client from multiplayer. One is the camera system. You'll notice that you can actually look around, which is important. Most of the
Yes, sir.
basic
Why
ships have been
not?
kept. Here's the command ship, scrapper, dry dock, military, habitat, fighter. So a lot of the same ships have been repurposed, so to speak, or reused. Let's see. We have our mini map back here, which is great.
On my way.
So we can see everything. You'll notice there's object fog of war, and there's also, you know, an actual fog of war for locate areas you locate. Things also slowly spin, which is very important. You can select units, which is
Yes, sir. Why not?
fun. Just tell me, what's your favorite thing about unit selection?
Right there, curly. They all curl up.
They all curl up. That's the best thing about unit selection is they all curl up. So if you select
I
one
am
ship,
prepared.
you
Of
can actually
course.
see the tooltip. We're gonna add a option so we can disable that later for veteran players. Like, why are you laughing? Don't laugh at that. That's not supposed to be laughed at. The planets are still being drawn. We brought that back in from single player. When you select ships,
Yes,
you'll
sir.
notice that
Howdy,
not only
partner.
do they turn,
What
the
can I do?
colors
Why
are
not?
designated, but there's this little white animation
Why
which
not?
is also ported from single player. We have explosions, which you
What can
saw
I do for
earlier.
you? Why
We
not?
can go
Why
try and
not?
blow up
Yes,
some enemies over
Commander.
here.
Of course.
Here's
Why
some
not?
enemies. Let's see some beautiful explosions here. We've got lots of bullets.
Enemy sighted.
Love the explosions, right? Alright. That was really
Howdy, on my way.
fantastic. We also have
I am
the
prepared.
gathering
Yes,
animations, which
Commander.
is very important. So when they come into that, then he will start this animation, which helps you realize that he's doing his job, which is very good. We still have the chevrons. We're thinking of reworking them a little, whatever. You'll
Of
also
course.
notice when we have
Yes,
a ship
sir.
select,
Of
when
course.
you
On my
select
way.
somewhere,
Why not?
little
Of course. Of
spinning
course.
green
Yes,
circle shows
Commander.
up.
Of
So
course.
that's also been ported. The music has been
I am
ported. You
prepared.
can't hear it because we have it turned off so that you can actually hear us talk. And you'll also notice that when you go to the main screen and you don't move the mouse, in the lower right corner, you'll see a little circle spinning up. And when it finally fills up, you'll see our demo video, which is still the old one right now, but at least it's been cleaned up and it works a lot nicer. Can you scroll down a bit more for me?
Yes.
Thank you. So for DreamHack, the focus was really just to see if multiplayer was something people would have fun with, that have fun playing. And fortunately, I'd say we got a ton of positive feedback. How many times did the game crash? Game crashed twice, server
Technically,
crashed.
I
3
believe I
times?
won that bet.
You won that bet. You won the bet. We owe you like a penny, don't we?
Yeah. I pulled money. Oh, I got my winner's penny.
Greetings, Commander. You have been awakened from stasis.
Oh, the video's running. Video's running. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we have the video going.
Pay attention. Hey, you have to. This is very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Anyway, we feel like we really hit a niche, and even if it was just a basic PvP mode, we felt like people were super responsive, super positive, and I think people who are like really into the classic RTS scene are going to have a lot of fun with this, and I'd like to think that people who are more into modern games are going to have a fun with this because we've sort of tried to simplify and streamline a lot of the UX, learning from the failures and successes of so many other RTS games. I'd like to imagine. Or maybe I'm just having illusions of grandeur. With our eyes on the prize, we have a much clearer picture of what we want to make. Since DreamHack, I've been working on more and more features for multiplayers. The client has now preserves from single player. You can double click on units to select all of the units of that type. Ships have build times. Some of the... I can actually show you.
Yes, sir.
So
Howdy,
if I
partner.
build a bunch of ships here,
Ready, yes, Commander. Ready, on
I
my
have
way.
these two. I can double click on one
What can I do
to
for you?
select all the ships.
Engaging the why
Some
not?
ships have names. For example, this one's called Babylon 5. This one's called Ragnar Anchorage. This one's called Waffles.
Waffles, waffles.
Bert's in there, you know.
Yay, my
It's very
team.
important. Okay. Spacebar focuses on if you have units selected, spacebar
Howdy,
will do
partner.
an average of those units and reorient the camera. So if I select some of
Yes,
them,
sir.
like if I grab, oh, those are the enemy units. Ah! Ha ha ha! All right.
I am yes,
So, for
Commander.
example,
I am prepared.
Spacebar, you notice the center is all over here,
Of course.
and
Of
spacebar
course.
keeps
Yes,
the camera on
Commander.
all the ships, which is nice. If you don't have any units selected and you push spacebar, it will center
What
on
can I
one
do for you?
ship. Right? Oof. Oof. There's our
What can I do for you?
How exciting. What else have we got? We got a notification system.
I am prepared. Yes, sir. Why not?
We've engaged the enemy.
Construction
We saw that
started.
earlier.
What can I do for you? I am prepared.
It'll tell you when
Construction
you have
started.
your cargo bays are full. It'll tell you if you can't build
Construction
something, you don't have enough
construction
money.
started.
It'll also read out buttons that you can use.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander.
Well, that's a film.
Sorry. It'll also read
Enemy
out buttons.
Oh, you engaged the enemy. You saw that for a second.
Like if you can't build a certain ship,
That's
it'll
right.
read it out.
What can I do for my way?
Uh-oh.
Why
Oh,
not?
jeez.
Of course.
Oh.
Enemy engaged.
That's not good. We better
Missiles.
defend ourselves a little bit here. Oh, jeez.
You
More defense.
lose to yourself. Good job.
I'm never going. Anyway, moving on.
Crew cargo full.
Oh, jeez.
Material cargo full. Crew cargo
You can see
full.
your ship's all blacked out there.
That's
on
right.
the screen.
Alright, we got this. What else have we got? We got a selection panel.
What can I do for
See
you?
the units that are selected. You notice we just lost all our ships over and over and over again, which is fine. Ah, man, I keep bumping into the enemies. It's like alright,
Ready. Insufficient resources.
Right. Control groups. So let's
What
say
can
I
I
want to
do for
have
you?
this control group
Yes,
and
sir.
that control
Why
group.
not?
I
Yes,
can
sir. Why
use
not?
numbers
Howdy,
to
why
separate
not?
them.
Ready. I
So
am
that's
prepared.
helpful.
What can I do for
Control
you?
groups use control and a number to create one, and then push the number to use it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, save me. And then we also created a bunch of new features, which is very exciting. We removed some of the more complicated and obtuse ships,
Yes,
like
sir,
the
Commander.
troop
can I
ship
do
right
for
now
you?
isn't in the game. We don't have some black holes and stuff, but we want to add those back in, making sure they work. That makes some sense. Instead of billions of missiles being launched, if you saw the game at DreamHack, it was pretty much just a screen full of bullets. I've reduced that,
Nothing.
Also explosions.
and explosions.
Yes.
A lot less explosions. There's a ton of FPS optimizations, so that's
I am
that's
why
why
not?
it's here, so that it can be run on slower machines. We also have small and large turrets.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Oh
quickly.
yes, the turrets are fun.
The turrets are cool, right?
Howdy,
So
forward.
let's build
Crew
some.
cargo started. Yes, Commander.
So we need
Some more.
the build
Insufficient
military
crew.
dry dock, and that'll pop up. And once it comes out, we can build turrets, and they'll defend us, hopefully.
Construction. I
And
am why
turrets,
not?
just like in anything you'd
Construction
imagine,
started.
can't move.
I am
Makes
prepared.
sense.
There.
I wish all my turrets.
Of course. Of course.
Technically,
Yes,
you
Commander.
separated how you
We just need
can
to
build
put them on
ships.
wheels. You know.
Wheels in space. Wheels in space.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
no
Wait.
fear.
Why not? Of course.
Ashley is
Howdy,
here.
partner.
So add
Of course.
wheels in
Yes,
space.
sir. Of course.
All right, here's our
Howdy,
turret.
why not?
Turret
Why
needs a
not?
turn. That's it. That's
I
all
am
we get.
prepared.
Turret.
We also have the larger turrets.
Now
I
we
am
have a larger
prepared.
turret. Oh yeah, I can make one, can't I? Where is it? Oh, I need more. True.
Yes, sir.
Give me some more true.
Construction started. Yes, sir.
All right. Come on.
I am prepared.
There we go.
Construction
Now we're
complete.
building.
Construction
All right.
started.
Well, it's building. Talk about some other things. One thing you'll notice is we separated the civilian and the military
What
stuff
can I do
into
for you?
categories.
I am
I
prepared.
feel like that instead of sort of building stuff by tier, if we categorize it by civilian and military, the distinction between the dry dock and the advanced dry dock make a lot more
Construction
sense.
completed.
Well, here's our big
Yes, sir. My
turret.
way.
You can tell
What
it's
can I
just
do for you?
fantastic
Yes,
programmer
sir.
assets. I basically
Yes,
took
sir.
the artillery
I am on my
stuff
way.
and just had it like
Ready.
I just took the guns off the artillery and then I
Just
cut the
smashed them
radar
together.
array in half and
I
smashed
mean,
them
it's
together.
a DIY.
I know, total DIY, right?
Ready.
If you're lost in
Yes,
space,
sir.
this makes complete
But
sense.
so those
Howdy,
assets
partner.
will be recreated.
Yeah, at some point.
That's the plan.
Howdy,
Resources
partner.
automatically collect.
Of course.
Which is
Of
a feature
course.
that I can
On my
imagine
way.
anyone under the sun would like. You'll also
Why
notice
not?
the resources group together now.
Why
So I'm
not?
just gonna have
Ready.
everyone
Yes,
here,
Commander.
and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I found something to eat," and then he's gonna go, "Nom nom 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 nom."
Yes.
Those will be the official sound effects. Nom, nom. Let's see. Okay, so now we have that. One thing I'd like to note is we have a bunch of new options. So we have full screen type, I'm not going to click that, otherwise everything will get screwed up. You can change the display number that it's being drawn on. This should be good for streamers. Vertical sync is enabled or disabled by choice now, so you can go over 60 frames per second. We have and then we have the mouse draw mode. We noticed that on some older operating systems that the hardware cursor doesn't work, so you click that, and now the mouse is drawn with software mode, sort of as a fallback for folks who are looking for a mouse in full screen mode. Alright, so more things that happened. Here we go. More window. Okay. We renamed the Salvager to Scrapper.
I am
It's now
prepared.
a Scrapper.
Crew cargo full.
A-P-P-E-R. Is that spelled right?
Yeah, scrapper. English is
Scrapper.
We call it the C.
What can I do for you?
Scrapper.
Ready.
Fog of War disappears after 60 seconds. I felt like that would be interesting tactically, and it would force you to want to
Ready.
build
Not radar.
a radar array.
What do you call those?
Construction started.
Satellites.
Satellites. Yeah, that's
Satellites. So here we have
Construction,
our
yes sir.
civilian ship. We're going to build our
Construction
radar array.
started.
And once the radar array
Construction
finishes,
completed.
you can
Build
see
it.
Ready
everything
for
under
it.
the sun.
All of that space.
But you can also build a
Construction
satellite.
started.
Once
Yes,
the satellite
Commander.
finishes,
Construction
we have a little
completed.
permanent
Yes
fixture
sir.
in space.
Basically, the
Crew cargo full.
What?
poops it up.
It just
Along
poops
the
it
way.
out.
Yes sir. Why not?
We
Howdy,
originally had the
partner.
satellite
Yes
in
sir.
the
My way.
ship.
Yes sir.
I thought that it
Yes,
might
sir.
further
Yes,
the
sir.
purpose of owning a radar
Yes, sir.
array, because
Yes, sir,
most people
Commander.
use the radar array for scouting, or at least I do. So I was like,
I am
why not put a
prepared.
satellite in the radar array?
Yeah, it makes sense. You know.
Mhm. Okay. Already talked about spacebar. Notifications. You'll notice that they were like
Howdy,
colored,
partner. Why not?
like
On my way.
crazy.
Of course.
How do I-
Why not? Why not?
Here we are. Here. You notice
Enemy
that you
sighted.
engage the
Crew
enemies in
cargo
red, but
full.
when your crew quarters is full, it's yellow. Right? I was trying to like, one of the problems with the previous notification system was it was there, but it didn't imply urgency. So I was like, oh, why not?
Oh,
We also have these fantastic voiceovers by Achim. Oh, that's not my ship. I should stop my ship.
Ready, yes, Commander. On my way. Why not? Of course. On my way.
So there's the movement ones, and then there's also
Yes, sir. Ready. I am prepared. What can I do for you? Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Howdy, partner.
a Dutchman who sounds like the Borg saying "Howdy, partner." It kills me. Kills me. I love that one. Anyway, since DreamHack, I've been adding tons of networking optimizations, like low bandwidth, better response, better rendering, everything, which is fantastic. So at this point, we have Roadcraft Squadron
What can I do on my way?
which is pretty cool. And we have some end goals at this point. We sat down as a team and said, okay, for us to release on Steam, we want to add these features finally. And of course, there will be a lot of things that will be required to get to this point, but our major goal right now is to add more music and revamp the sound effects. We want to add missions of some sort so that a co-op kind of exploratory mode will be more entertaining for players. We want to iterate on the user interface and the experience to make sure that it's solid and that it makes sense and it's fun. We want to add more special effects that will associate with specific actions. Like right now, mining, refining, and gathering material all use the same effect. What we'd like to do is get different ones and also add effects to like movement and
like that trails.
explosions, and engine trails, stuff like that, so that, you know, like whenever an action is performed, you receive some sort of effect so that you realize that it's happening. Okay. And then we also want to work on a cohesive story. We want to not only do we want to tell players, you know, this is the genre and how it works, but we also want to be able to say you're the captain of the Battlestar Galactica,
Yep.
right? Or you're Luke Skywalker of the Rebellion. We want a story. We're going to work a story into it. I personally want to add computer artificial intelligence so that there's like, I'm a big fan of cooperative play, so my friends and I want to get on and try and beat an enemy. So I'd like to somehow build an AI at varying degrees of difficulty. I also want to ensure there's a certain amount of stability for multiplayer. Right now, sometimes the server can crash or the server can lose players and stuff like that, and I want to be careful that that doesn't happen so that the experience is solid. Thank you. And then finally, I want to port any missing features from single player that we've missed, and they're starting to become fewer and fewer, which is really good. And I think that's one of the reasons why the game's starting to look so good. As usual, Roguecraft Squadron is still in development, and we're prepared to pivot to different goals so that we can have a great game. So don't be surprised if we change some things. Currently, the multiplayer portion of the game is not available publicly right now, but if you're interested in testing, please contact me. You can get me on Twitter at josephandpat.com or at BikeDesigning or at ArtShoe. You can tell us.
At Missing Sentinel.
Or at Missing Sentinel.
It's Missing Sentinel.
Missing Sentinel. We have a Twitter, and you should be using it. You should be retweeting everything Missing Sentinel posts. Everything. All right. Our next live demo will be at the North Austin Game Night on the 28th of June. Please come out, test it, make fun of our hair, tell us jokes, insult us to our face, whatever you think is good. Until then, thanks for listening. This is Captain Seppi signing off. Captain Seppi?
Yes, Captain Seppi.
Captain Seppi. Thank you so much for watching this slapdash recording.